I will invite first for the opening remarks the President of the UNPO, Mr. Noah. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and distinguished panelists and friends, I would like to greet you all on behalf of UNPO and its members. Although I work partly for International Campaign for Tibet, but this afternoon, I'm here to share my views with you as the President of UNPO. Of course, I can frankly say that I'm not that well informed of the situation in Gilgit-Baltistan. But then, as a Tibetan, we share the concerns of the people of Gilgit-Baltistan. Because traditionally, historically, we have a lot of links with the people in this part, especially in Pakistan. For example, when Dr. Abdul and I meet, and he always says Julie. Now, this is the greeting term used by people in Ladakh. And it is also, the term is also a shortened form of the Tibetan word Jomale, which is welcome. So, and then of course we are linked together, Tibetans, people of Ladakh, together because we are in the Himalayas. UNPO always encourage its members to take such initiatives. And of course, with the members' request, the UNPO, its secretary, is always there to help our members to create greater awareness of the situation of our members. Now, the issue of environment, for the last 6 decades, more than 6 decades, the environment of Tibet has suffered tremendously due to the misguided policies of the Chinese authorities. Now today it is common for both Chinese experts, scientists, to convince to prove, and also there are videos to prove how the glaciers have melted in order to get it back. To be short, the preservation of the environment of Tibetan plateau, the totality or the consequences is not really being vocally appreciated by people. I give you one reason. For example, water. The Tibetan plateau brings out the seven biggest rivers of Asia, feeding millions and millions of people. It goes to Southeast Asia, to South Asia, even to Pakistan. So if there is a tremendous environmental degradation on the Tibetan plateau, it's not only Tibetans or Chinese who will suffer, but millions of people in Asia. Similarly, the exploitation, extraction of minerals in Tibet is again a major concern. Recently, there have been, in recent years, the Chinese are pursuing a policy of forcefully evicting the Tibetan nomads from their ancestral land. Nomads who know the best way, to protect the environment. Now they have moved without their livestock into concrete house, what they call socialist villages. Now, if you can imagine, and these kind of situation, forceful eviction of people, I'm sure it is happening also in Pakistan. Through this kind of policy, now a nomad is in a concrete house without his or her animals, without their dairy products, without the environment of their skies, grasslands. Then you can imagine what is going through this nomad's mind. Although the Chinese say that it was done for environmental protection, grassland protection, but now this nomad is just lost. But the Chinese think they want to make them, to go and search job in the towns and cities. So such kind of situation is faced by many UNPO members. So I believe, in the case of Gilgit-Baltistan, there is need for greater awareness and greater, fact-finding missions to inform the world what is really going on the ground under the policies of the Pakistani government and the emergence of Chinese developers, so-called developers, who have free hand in the region to do whatever they like. And then the most crucial issue is these misguided policies are being carried out without consulting the people, without the consent of the people involved. In the end, who suffers is the people. Now this kind of situation is not only happening in this part. The Chinese are going everywhere. For example, in Africa. And there are already frictions between these Chinese industries and the local population. If a Chinese developer comes, he or she does not come alone. They bring their own people. I heard that in some parts of Africa, where the Chinese are extracting mineral or whatever, there are Chinese restaurants, Chinese barbers, Chinese shoemakers. On the other hand, there will be employment opportunities for locals. But the very job the locals do, that is also taken over by Chinese, settlers. I think in the end, like the crisis faced by people of Gilgit-Baltistan, suffering tremendously under the misguided policies of the Pakistan government. The crucial element here is the violation of economic, social, and cultural rights. We always tend to, when we speak about human rights, we always think about torture, detention, these kind of things. But if you consider the economic, social, cultural side of the issue, then the damage will be damage, upon the entire people who will suffer. I think this is it's very, very important to realize. That's all. Thank you very much.